5:30. It is no secret police officers have one of the most stressful jobs, and a Hillsborough cop is determined to do something to help them. Lieutenant Richard Gerling is teaching mindfulness to his colleagues who participated in a first-of-its-kind study that uses science to prove the technique can reduce anxiety and depression and maybe even excessive force.
Okay, we'll start with sound, and I will guide you through this.
Believe it or not, these 25 first responders,
And now with a deep breath, shifting our attention
are hard at work
to our hearing,
learning how to save their own lives,
noticing pressure points,
and maybe even yours.
I think police officers and other first responders are looking for something that can help them to navigate the stress and the trauma and to mitigate the negative health effects of their profession. And frankly, very little that we're doing is having any impact on those things, except for mindfulness.
And let's take a moment to check in with our physical body.
Hillsborough Police Lieutenant Richard Gerling,
Noticing any tension in our muscle groups.
leading the charge, a cop for 21 years. He's also the only police officer in the country certified to teach mindfulness.
I really wrestled with, do I really want to be the weirdo who is going to suggest to stressed out first responders that meditation is a path forward? And I didn't.
Well, something must have made you say at some point, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think, you know, philosophically, I think sometimes your destiny chooses you.
He started practicing 12 years ago.
I don't have like this event happened and I found mindfulness and it changed my life.
Then partnered with a local instructor to create mindfulness-based resilience training, and by 2014 was teaching other cops.
For me, it's this quest to constantly improve.
He got certified the next year, and this month published research with Pacific University.
This is the first study that we're aware of where we're actually to demonstrate a reduction in aggressive tendencies in police officers.
Professor Michael Christopher and Gerling studied 43 police officers and their spit,
When completed,
which contains cortisol, the body's main stress hormone.
Something that, again, helps the body, but too much of a good thing then becomes a bad thing.
Christopher studied the cops' cortisol levels before and after they practiced mindfulness every day for 8 weeks.
So what's exciting is we saw a quicker return back to baseline, which is indicative of better health.
Cops are twice as likely to be depressed. 40% of them are obese, and they're more likely to die by suicide than in the line of duty.
We've had officers come up to us at the end of the training and say, you know, I was about ready to leave this profession, or I don't think I was going to be able to make it. I was about ready to end my marriage. I just couldn't do it, and you guys have given me some hope.
Christopher hopes the newfound science will help shift those statistics, while the lieutenant thinks mindfulness can cultivate more compassionate cops to cut down on excessive force.
We need fear, we need anger, we need anxiety, right? We need ego, but we need to regulate them in ways that allow us to show up from a place of grounded compassion and skillful equity. And that will impact how we use force out in the field. And I would argue that when we're trained in this way, combined with some other good tactical training, we'll make better decisions.
Remember how you feel after.
The cops in this class
Air is doing is it's going into my lungs.
and other first responders voluntarily signed up for the session.
What was the hardest part so far?
Sitting in one place for 30 minutes at a time.
It's new to a lot of them,
How is this possibly helpful? I don't know.
but in some cultures, mindfulness has been around for thousands of years.
Like if I feel better at the end of the day or better tomorrow, maybe do it the next day and kind of build from there.
Last year alone,
Anybody experience the inner critic?
Lieutenant Richard Gerling trained at least 600 first responders.
You might find it helpful to take a deep breath now and again.
At that rate, what was just a fringe idea
At which point you can open your eyes and join the room.
is gaining a whole lot of traction.
It's important to meet people where they are, and where people are here is they're suffering, they're heroes, they're doing amazing work, and they're interested in the most extreme cases, they're interested in a lifeline. And I have to throw that.
And he's throwing it, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It's important to note, too, Hillsboro's top brass has always supported Girling's efforts, which are really catching on now in police departments all across the country. Madison, Wisconsin, Dallas, Texas, we know what happened to them not too long ago,
Yeah.
in Emeryville, California.
It's volunteer, though. There's no police agency you know of that is, at this point, requiring.
Not
Maybe this is
requiring
part of
them.
the police toolbox.
Yeah, and they offer things
Yeah.
that the first responders can do after something serious they might have seen or went through. But as the lieutenant said, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
This, he says, now have science to back up and says it can really help. By the way, Lieutenant's so busy, he's in Arizona teaching more people right now. He said, I can't even watch your story when it airs. So a big thanks to them for participating in
Yeah,
this.
great story,
Thanks.
Jennifer.